A failed relationship, family issues, past mistakes, wounds and regrets. Holding on to these painful memories can cripple us, make us feel more sad than usual, make us have more of those bad days where we feel less motivated, less able to enjoy our lives. Many of us try so hard to avoid the emotions that come from addressing our past, so we suppress them or ignore them, whilst others wallow in their self-pity because paradoxically, it can feel good to indulge in your own pain. It gives you an excuse to hold on to something or someone that you lost. Not letting go of your past because your pain wouldn't feel valid if you did. Yet if you truly want to let go and release the heavy burden of your past that you've been carrying with you, then you can't indulge in your emotions or ignore them. You must find the middle ground to find peace. You must be able to accept and process your past along with your emotions without ruminating on them. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how you can let go of your past. It's impossible to forget about your past, but that doesn't mean that you should let it define you. Whatever happened, happened. And though you'll have memories of it, it's the stories that you create in your head about these memories that are the problem. You wish that things would have gone differently. You're angry and bitter at how someone treated you. Your life was so much better with your ex. You regret that one thing that you said or did. You wonder why life has been so unfair to you. Stories like this are the ones that will keep you chained to the past and strengthen its hold on you. You identify with the pain to the point where it becomes a part of you. And now letting go is harder because the pain is familiar. It's as though you're letting go of a part of yourself. So to start the process of letting go, you must take accountability for every time you allow your thoughts to wander to the past and create stories like this. You need to understand that these thoughts are harming you, and the longer that you let them go on, the harder it will be for you to move on. Tell yourself that ruminating like this is not okay and is simply keeping you stuck. Yes, it's normal to feel pain as you're healing from your past, but the point is to not worsen it with your own thoughts. It's important to note that you should definitely reflect on your past productively to a certain point, to where you're able to make sense of what happened in your own way and learn your own lessons moving forward. But most of us who are trying to move on simply think far too much about what happened. Yes, what happened to you may not have been your fault. You were a different person back then and you can't blame yourself. But you can blame yourself right now for ruminating and creating stories and fantasies that are hurting you in the present moment. We're often told to be kind to ourselves when we're healing. But if you're too kind, then you're going to end up subconsciously thinking that it's acceptable for you to overthink about the past and hold on to it. I believe that being truly kind to yourself actually means holding yourself accountable. If you had a friend who approached you and complained that they were suffering, but they're also abusing themselves every day with bad habits, you wouldn't tell them to be kind to themselves or that it's okay. You tell them to stop. You tell them to stop hurting themselves intentionally. Similarly, you must hold yourself accountable to the same standard. You must understand that these thoughts you're having are harming you. You're not a victim to your past anymore, even if you are severely wronged. At what point will you stop torturing yourself with your own thoughts? Taking accountability doesn't mean beating yourself up because you're overthinking about the past. It means recognizing that you are harming yourself and making the conscious decision to do something about it. Taking accountability is important, but so is allowing yourself to feel the pain of your past, to not suppress those emotions or avoid them. Some things just hurt, and it's very important that we allow ourselves to feel that hurt when appropriate. And even when you've made progress healing from your past, there will be times where you feel that pain again, because perhaps you made a mistake, or you let your mind wander a little bit, or you get triggered by something in your surroundings. This is normal, and this is what progress looks like. It's not a straight line from A to B, where A is completely suffering and holding on to the past, and B is you've let go of absolutely everything. No, it's a journey that has its ups and downs. Emotions will hit you like waves, so let them. All you can do is ride them out and let them pass. So long as you're making progress in the long run, and you notice that you're starting to feel better overall, you know that you're on the right path. But what do you do when you let your emotions flow through you? Well, perhaps the worst thing you can do is avoid them by turning to short-term pleasures to make yourself feel better. The junk food, the video games, the alcohol, the drugs, etc. Not only are you avoiding confronting your pain, which will make it manifest in different ways when you don't want it to anyway, but you're also making yourself feel worse about yourself as a person by developing bad habits. If you want to do more than just sit around and feel your emotions all day, then there are far better ways of feeling good, far better things that you can do. The basic ones being exercise, getting good sleep, and gaining knowledge, whether through books or online, but ideally books. Again, these are simple things, but if you're not doing them, then don't expect yourself to be able to feel better so easily. Especially if you instead just spend all day ruminating on the past or indulging in those short-term pleasures. As humans, we need to feel like we're accomplishing something to feel good about ourselves, like we're making progress in things that are good for us. I've had so many times where I chose to cope with my emotions that came up from overthinking about the past by just playing video games and eating junk food all day. And it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that this did not help me in the long run. So yes, have goals and constantly work on improving yourself, physically and mentally. Even when you don't feel like doing anything and you just want to sit inside all day. Because when you make that decision to improve yourself, you're better able to process your past in healthy ways, making yourself feel better in the present. Mindfulness is key for putting you in a state that facilitates letting go of the past. This is the state where you are so aware of yourself and the present moment that you are able to objectively see the negative thought patterns that you have of the past. You can observe your thoughts and feelings without attaching to them or judging them. And it's from this state that we become more aware of the thought patterns that we tend to slip into, because it's so easy to slip into them when you're unconscious. It's similar to how we unconsciously reach for our phones and just start mindlessly scrolling, or suddenly start walking towards our cupboards and shoving our mouth with food, or even sitting down with bad posture. You know that these things are bad for you, but you do them anyway because it feels good in the moment and because it's familiar. So when you have a negative thought about your memories, your brain knows that you will take comfort in the pain that comes from reliving your past and creating stories about it, so you end up spiraling in them. Mindfulness is the ability to step in before this can happen, to observe that negative thought and choose to change it or let it go before you start to unconsciously follow it. Mindfulness is also great for rooting you in the present moment. You can't ruminate on the past when you're too busy focusing on the present, so make your present exciting. That's why I encourage you to do things that make you feel accomplished and take joy in them. You can develop mindfulness with meditation and by placing all of your attention on your current activities. A simple way is to take a few deep breaths when you feel your mind wandering to the past. This will root you in your body and in the present. Letting go of your past takes time, especially if it is a big part of your life, or if it validates your current identity. But hopefully you now see that in order to enjoy your life moving forward and take joy in the present moment, you must make the decision to let go of everything that's weighing you down from your past. So develop your mindfulness. Take accountability for putting yourself in more harm by ruminating on the past, and allow yourself to feel the pain when it arises in your body. Thank you for watching this video.